Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Suraj, and I want to start off by saying that it's encouraging in this community, one community, right, in the middle of North Central Florida, that there is such a plurality of diverse, open, emotional, honest expression across all of our age groups with all of our students. I come down here from New York. I've lived in Boston. I've lived in DC. I've been involved in moments like this, and honestly, I extend this to you in terms of how we went through the selection process of choosing all the poets that are going to be featured here today, that it was actually, well, we're talking about peace, right? But there was a lot of conflict amongst the judges, right? We were knocking down, dragging out, trying to choose, no, I want that one. She should definitely be in. So I know that's something that you may feel like every host of such a thing is obligated to say, but I extend it to you as an honest expression. This was difficult, and what we have here today, I think we should all come together and really celebrating and encouraging these poets to share their heart, right? So we're going to be doing that. So let's get started. The first one is going to be, and this is the age ranges of grades 1st through 3rd, and with high honors, our first poet, grade 3, is going to be Asher Case. Asher Case. Welcome, Asher. Come on up. So Asher really gave us an amazing meditation on how balance occurs in nature, right? And yet it doesn't necessarily occur in nature relative to human beings. So we're going to listen to a little bit about this encouragement that Asher gave us. Please.
Animals and dreams. All of the worry would come to an end if people in the world would just play with a friend. Animals playing together in the calm and peaceful weather. The world would be clean without use of a mop. The whole world's pollution would come to a stop. All the people's dreams could be coming true, people working together in one big crew.
All right. Thank you, Asher. And our next poet is going to be also with high honors from grade 3, London Fernandez. London Fernandez. So London gave us a way to actually know how we can find peace, identify peace in our lives, in our communities. Thank you, London.
Beautiful peace. Peace is like a beautiful sunset on a warm summer night. Peace is like the pages to my book of life. Peace is like a never-ending trail of happiness. Peace is like a tired bird sleeping in its nest. Peace is like a mysterious measure of kindness. Kindness is peace. Peace has a very deep heart. We could be the start to peace if we all play our part.
All right. Thank you, London. Our next poet, again with high honors, is also from grade 3, Hallie Golden. So Hallie's poetry promises us potentially a great activist, a peace activist in our time. So let's hear from Hallie.
We want peace. We want peace, that's no lie. War is bad because people die. Peace and love will always win. We should put war in the trash bin. Peace can do lots of things. Love is what peace brings. War is something really bad. War is not right. It makes me mad. Peace can be in anyone, so give it a try. Get in on the fun. Peace can beat hate and war any day, so let's work together to drive it away. So if there's one thing I learned today, peace and love are the way.
Thank you so much, Hallie. Our next poet is also from grade 3, also with high honors. This will be Sadie Parker. right. So we will move ahead to our next poet, and this is a poet with high honors from first grade, and this is going to be Miko Shitama.
I feel peace when I'm all alone. I feel peace when I'm at home. Love is peace, and so is friendship, and so is how the river flows.
Thank you, Miko. And I failed to say before Miko started that this was really remarkably a well-structured poem that was really speaking to the heart of peace, right? So we really appreciated that. Our next poet is going to be in our age range, our grade range of first to third grade, our third place poet, and this is going to be from grade 1, Harper Fitzpatrick. And Harper is going to give us, again, this is first grade, and the juxtaposition of our realities that she speaks to, this is quite amazing. So you're in for a treat.
This is peace. War is the opposite of peace. People getting hurt and shot. Fighting at school feels like war. Yelling, "You are not my friend." We can split people up to stop the fighting. We can tell them to stop. Peace is people saying nice things. Hey, you want to come sit with me? I can look up in the sky and think it's blue with ice cream-shaped clouds.
Thank you, Harper. Thank you. Now, in grades 1 to 3, our second place poet from grade 3 is Fisher Eakin. And Fisher is going to give us, again, this is an amazing poem relative to the barriers and connections, and he finds these through his poetry.
Hello, I'm Fisher Aiken, and I go to Jordan Glen School, and I'm in the third grade, and I'm 9 years old. And this is my poem, and it's named Wars and Walls. I wish there would be no more wars. I wish no one would die brutally anymore. I wish no more people would die. I wish no more children would cry. I wish they would stop building a wall, no more barbed wire at all. I wish I could learn about Mexico's lands, the stories, culture, music, and bands. Why make a Wally crazy rule? I think Mexico's pretty cool.
Thank you, Fisher. Fisher Aiken. All right, folks. So for grades 1 through 3, this is our first place poet. And she is from second grade, and I have to admit, this is full disclosure, I know her personally. She goes to school with my son. That had no place in this decision. And this is an incredible poem as a reflection on peace and justice. This is Evie DeSilma. Yeah, sure.
Okay, right here. Oh, you do? Okay.
Peace is amazing, peace is grand. Peace is when you can walk hand in hand. Peace means no fighting, peace means no war. Peace is the rich sharing food with the poor. We're all the same deep under our skin, so open your heart and just let love in. Peace means equality. Wait, everyone deserves justice. Peace means to be fair. Peace means equality, so there.
Thank you, Evie. All right, everyone, let's give a very big round of applause through our first through third grade poets. And cats. All right, so now we're going to move up to fourth and fifth grades, right? So our first poet with high honors is from grade 4, Yuan Chen. And this is an amazing reflection from a child's eye view on the experiences of peace and war.
The blue ocean is the paradise of seabirds and fish, but the kerosene warship and torpedoes become the uninvited guest. Why? The yellow desert is lizards and beetles' world, but the rainbow of tanks and cannons break their dream. Why? The dark sky belongs to stars and moon, but the missile launched disturbs the peace and the quiet of their homeland. Why? The green law should have the rolling soccer balls, but the lineman pieces keep kids' footsteps off the lawn. Why? We wish all kids who in the war have a desk, a smooth desk, a classroom, a clean room.
Thank you, Yuang. Our next poet from 5th grade with high honors is Samia Clark. So, of all the poems that we reviewed, this is the one that most embodied the concept of no justice, no peace. And this is Samia.
Women's Rights and Racism by Samia Clark. Okay. Okay.
My name is butchered all the time.
All right. Women's rights. Just because I am a woman, that doesn't mean I'm not tough. I bust down 9 kids and do all the house stuff. My dream was to be a pilot and fly across the skies, but I knew in my heart because I was a woman that I will be denied. So on I marched, I screamed, I ran, my throat was parched. I didn't really care as long as I was heard, as loud as an aggravating early bird. Now I sit here in a jet with everything on my mind except for regret. But my mission is not finished, not yet. And racism. I heard the cries coming from the black woman's eyes, but at first I didn't. But now I realize why the tears were sprouting from her eyes. Her son was shot by the neighborhood cop just for being black. And to myself I thought, how could people be so cruel? Didn't they learn niceness at school? The screaming, the reactions, the gunshots, the flame. Only thing it did was put me in shame and think about how two could play at this game. I saw them march with signs that start with "We have peace" and "Racism end." And the things that the white men said made my back bend. They were beat, hit, sprayed with a hose, but still no mercy came upon those. They had sit-ins where the brave will sit. Doesn't even take for 2 seconds for them to scream, but they did not care one bit. Why can't we just hold hands and sing and dance and give all people a brand new chance?
Thank you. And that, folks, is Samia Clark. Just making sure, all right? All right. So, our next poet, again with high honors from grade 5, is Isabella Roberts. And Isabella's poem is an incredible imagining of peace from a very open, very simple perspective.
A peaceful world hard to find, a hopeful world undefined. Peace is not rude or unkind, peace is but a state of mind. Peace is just a concept, as peace is but a word. Peace is beautiful, it is colorful, the waters bloom, the dolphins gloom. Like beginnings meet ends, we're all friends. Peace is a palace of hopeful dreams, of unicorn pillows and island breeze. Peace is a common sense that all should know.
Thank you, Isabella. Our next poet is from the third place category in the 4th and 5th grade range. And this is from grade 4. It is Hyunso Je.
Peace is like a cookie. It can be easily broken. All over the world, some break peace. You can make peace with a smile. You can make peace by carrying and sharing. You can make peace with anyone if you are hopeful, joyful, and caring. Make the world peaceful.
Thank you, Hyunso. All right. And though he could not join us today, I want to mark that the second place poet in the 4th and 5th grade category is Dylan Fitzpatrick. Dylan Fitzpatrick. All right. And now, for the first place poet in the grades 4th and 5th range is from grade 4, Carolyn Washburn. It's Carolyn.
Okay. Hope is a boat that you struggle to stay on. Hate is the hurricane that tries to throw you off. Revenge is the thunder, lightning, and waves that threaten to overturn you. But peace is the sun after a bad storm. Friendship is something that we all struggle to juggle out of fear that we'll be called names for our color and other. If peace was a treasure, gold is not all worth hoping for. Betrayal is a dark sea drowning too many people with peace in their hearts, but peace does not drown. If only peace, justice, freedom, and race. If only we had hope. If only we had peace for the world.
Thank you, Carolyn. All right, folks, how about a round of applause for our 4th and 5th grade poets? All right, and now we're going to be moving on to our 6th grade poets. First, with high honors from grade 6 is Kirsten Bradley. And Kirsten has an amazing poem on the meditation on the costs of conflict.
Hope. I wake up to the sound of a bomb. I feel the ground shake. I listen to the screams. I smell the smoke and blood. I roll into a ball of fear. I hear a sudden silence. I get up and look around. I stop in fear as I watch the door. I see the door open. I go back to my room. I open the window as smoke comes in. I hear a gun and a scream I recognize. It's my mother. I sink down to my knees. I start to cry. I pray for peace and hope. I pray for a better world. I hear footsteps. I get up and jump out the window. I run far into the woods. I see a cave and I run into it. I try to speak, but I have no words. I wake up. I hear no sound. I look outside. I walk back and whimper as I see nothing. Everything is gone.
Thank you so much, Kirsten. All right. Our next 6th grade poet is also from grade 6, and this is Liliana Hill. All right. So we will move on to our next 6th grade poet, or grade 6 poet, also from 6th grade. This is Lily Nesty. And Lily has written a poem that has captured a concept that's very close to my heart, the idea of being intentional.
I have a dream. I have a dream where black and white is just a color and people respect one another. I have a dream. When someone comes knocking on your door, everyone will help them, rich or poor. I have a dream. All cultures are welcomed everywhere. Wherever you go, people will care. I have a dream. No one will care about their skin color. In God's eyes, we are all sisters and brothers. I have a dream. We will all be one nation, then we should have a celebration. I have a dream. Cultures should come together, they should last forever. I have a dream. Life will be better that way. That will be one glorious day. I have a dream.
Thank you, Lily. All right, folks. Our third place poet in the 6th grade category is Kylie Maddox. This poem is a beautiful encouragement through adversity.
No dismay. Even though you're in defeat, you can still stand tall. People will still be there for you, especially when you fall. Make an entrance and watch your step. Have hope that there will be no wreck. In the night you try to run, but people are watching and will come. Yet they tell you, don't you dare leave. Everyone else is starting to grieve. Hate is spreading everywhere, and you try to escape, but you are running out of time and should probably watch your pace. You must stay strong, and please don't get scared. Have peace with people everywhere.
Thank you, Kylie. All right, so our second place poet in the 6th grade category is Lana McGee. Now, this topic was something that was very hard to tackle, and this is about how do we sustain real personal empowerment toward peace.
Are you tired of constant hate? Are you done with war and racism? Are you fed up with injustice and inequality due to race? Are you finished with environmental harm? Yes, I am done with these things, he said with a sigh. However, there is nothing we can do. People will not listen to just us two. I see that you might think it is out of reach, and it may take some hard work. I see no reason why we cannot try, for peace is a thing that should be worldwide for everyone and thing. People who are different should not have to suffer, because people are choosing who may have peace and who may not. We are all people alike. We should not be separated because we are black or white. We should embrace our differences, not start a war because of them. We should not take hate. We should not hate what we do not understand. We should simply look into it more. I understand what you say. Your words are wise, but far away. For how can 2 people convince 7 billion people who refuse to listen to what we say? He said this as he started to walk away. People think the only way to get peace is through war, that violence is the only way to make someone listen or do what we say. For it only takes 2 to show many. There is more than one way to settle our differences. He stopped and stared, started to smile. He told me he would be back in a while. Peace is not a war to be won, not a medal around a champion. It is something that should be given, not fought for or taken. For peace is a gift that everyone should be able to open, not something you need to have a war for. Peace is priceless, worth more than 1 million diamonds, but is not the crown on a king's head that only he can hold. It is a gift from the gods that for all people to share as one whole. I know when people finally see their wrongs and open up their eyes to see the second path that has been there for so long, they will let go of this want for power and see the strongest power of all is the power of peace and all it brings along.
Thank you, Lana. All right, so our first place poet in the grade 6 category is Michael Weston. All right. So Michael's poem especially stood out because it was such a beautiful way to evoke an image of peace.
Hello, my name is Michael Weston. Good afternoon. Be at peace, temples toss seeds of soul. Give me rest from doubt and fear. Sun, find my face, light, find my heart, song, find my story. Be at peace, be at peace. For my life is finite, and these storms have raged too long, even winter.
Thank you, Michael. All right, folks, let's keep the applause going for our 6th grade poets.
So I just want to say, sorry. Last year we didn't have great sound. It's beautiful this year. So I'm a crossing guard, and I know some of these kids, which is one of the reasons we have community judges judge, so there's no one thinks there's any partiality. So I do know some of these kids just because I see them when I cross them.
Yeah, does this work? It does. Yep. Hi, my name's Olivia Hunter. I'm 15, and I'm gonna play a song. If I were a painter, I'd paint a highway on the sky, so all the lost souls in this world could have a place to fly, to find their way to the other side. I'd paint a highway on the sky. If I were a painter, I'd paint a river on the stone, so all the pain the mountains felt could flow out of their bones, for all the sorrow left unknown. I would paint a river on the stone. No, no. If I were a painter, I'd paint a lighthouse on the night, so all the shipwrecked sailors could look up and see the light, to give their restless nights a dream and their hopeless eyes a light. I'd paint a lighthouse on the night. If I were a painter, I'd paint a candle on my soul, a bright light to hold on to when the loveless night got cold, to fill this feeble heart with fire, to warm these aching bones. I'd paint a candle on my soul. Oh no. If I were a painter, I'd paint the walls around the fear, and with one simple brushstroke I would paint away your tears. I'd paint the courage to fall back on and faith to last the years. I'd paint the walls around the fear. If I were a painter, my love, I'd paint away the pain, your loss, your hopeless longing, and the teardrops and the rain. And when this world left black marks on your heart, I'd paint away the stain. If I were a painter, I'd paint away the pain. Painter, and this canvas in my soul is washed clean every moment by the rain and by the cold, and any brushstrokes in this heart are painted ice, they're made of coal, and all the candles in this world can't bring fire to my soul, and all the sunlight of today can't wash away tomorrow's rain. I can't paint away your fear, I can't paint away your pain, no.
That was sublime. Thank you. So before we move on with our grade levels, I wanted to give one of our earlier poets because some of us... Yeah. Oh, she did leave. Okay, that's too bad. Well, we will then move on to our 7th grade poets. So, beginning with 7th grade, with high honors, our first poet is Christine Kama. Christine produced an amazing poem. This is going to be different for you folks, right? This is, it's an open letter of the heart to the world.
Birmingham, Alabama, February 4th, 1963. Dear child of the future, it feels as if Jim Crow tightens his reign every day. Officers in whites, they say get out of the way. We have a right to vote, but then they make us pay. Where is equality in this land of the free? Jailed, hosed, and stomped because of our races. So many of us have died and they've forgotten our faces. Blacks are charged guilty in all of the cases. I feel like we will never be viewed as equals in southern spaces. So listen here, little child. Here's something you need to revise. Show everyone that we're all just allies. Create a new world where no one dies. Teach black and brown to keep focused on the prize. Remember the past so you will rise. Don't let hate repeat the lies. Only you can change the world now that you've seen it through my eyes. Sincerely, nameless, faceless.
Thank you, Christine. And so we have some poets that I want to mention that, again, as you saw earlier, that may not have been able to make it today. So our next poet that had received high honors in grade 7 was Angela Gatone. So let's give her a clap. All right. So our next 7th grade poet, again with high honors, is Autumn Grant. And this is a cautionary expression on how we can best communicate with one another in this world.
War doesn't solve anything. War has a very big effect. Violence is never the answer. Violence is a dangerous wreck. We all love and care for other people, so let's try to keep things equal. Hate is a very strong word, so don't say it, or it can affect our world. Racism is something we try to forgive, not something we try to forget.
Thank you, Autumn. So another poet who wasn't able to join us but received high honors in grade 7 is Thais Rhodey. All right. So our 3rd place poet for grade 7 is Lucy Whitehead. A beautiful poem on the microcosm of conflicts and its effects.
In my world, I don't get called names. I am not ignored, but it's not my world. End of 3rd period, walking to lunch. I bump into someone. Sorry, excuse me, I say. They call me the N-word. What? I think. This is what I mean when I say it's not my world. Lunchtime, eating my sandwich, chatting with my friends. I look up rather quickly, but a second too long at some kids who are black, like me. Oreo, one of them says. I look down, but I'm thinking, what? Like I said, it's not my world. As I walk in the empty hallway after school, I pass a girl. I wave and smile. She calls me the B word. I say something, but as I walk away, I think, what? Not my world. Walking into 1st period, I see a good friend. I wave. She sees me and looks away. I sit down next to her and say hi. She sees me and ignores me. What? Not my world. Not my world at all. 1st period, same time, same place. I sit next to a boy who has his own group of friends. However, on this particular day, he says hello, and I say hello. I was mad and annoyed because of the friend who ignored me. Apparently, he noticed. He asked me if I was okay. While I did tell him I was fine, what he doesn't know is that he brightened my day and put a ray of sunshine on my dark horizon. Sixth period, I walk over to someone I consider my best friend and greet her happily. I had a tiring day and was happy to see her. I say hi, happily. She says bye in a cold, serious manner. Out of shock, I turned and walked away. I almost started crying as I thought, what? If it was my world, people would see each other for who they are. No name-calling, no ignorance, no opinions without justification. But it's not my world.
Thank you, Lucy. All right. So for our second place poet in grade 7, this is Malak Ibrahim. This poem especially resonated with me relative to some of the stigmas I live with. It is a really beautiful way of familiarizing and focusing on what is human, collectively human, through the stigma that the world may have.
I am a Muslim. At least, that's what I tell myself. Yet when I hear the slew of hateful words that come out of your mouth, Musi, Raghan, Osama, you make me feel nothing bigger than an ant. Every time I step out of the door, I am suffocated by the pollution that is religious prejudice. Your lack of understanding is heartbreaking. A peace departs with every word you speak. No longer do I want to wake up to horrific headlines. Instead, I want to rise to a world of peace and inclusivity, where our political citizens are accepting of the residents they harbor. No longer will I tolerate the hatred, because I am a Muslim.
All right, folks. Our first place poet for grade 7 is Cormac Davis. This is a beautiful piece on what peace can bring within a culture of conflict.
Peace can touch our hearts, but violence can make us fall apart. In the midst of the darkness of this place lie people of every race. They all love and care, so don't cover them up with all the hatred and scare. Peace is like an enjoyable time, but violence is like an everlasting crime. Peace brings hope to every life, but violence can cause strife. When you think in your mind above, know that you will see love. Peace is a place that is calm and quiet. It does not cause a riot. A peaceful place is a world agreed, that of which I am not seeing. A peaceful place starts with a small action, and it can cause a chain reaction.
And folks, how about another round of applause? Seventh grade poet. All right. So for our 8th grade poets, our first poet with high honors, who unfortunately couldn't join us today. So a round of applause for Sarah Al-Issa. All right. So our next poet with high honors from 8th grade is Dylan Ruins. This is a powerful piece on the lasting effects of a very personal conflict.
Outcast. I remember that it happened over and over again. I remember them calling me names and then crying that day. I remember feeling like I was alone. It felt like a virus that went straight to the room. I remember I hated as I waited for the torment to end. I remember standing up to them thinking, no more sorrow, no more pain. Bam! It hit me. His fist like a stone and went straight at me, and then I felt the pain. So much for no more sorrow, and so long for no more pain. I'll be seeing you for the rest of my days.
All right, so our next poet from grade 8 with high honors is Skylar Blake. This too is a very powerful piece in a little bit of a different way, reflecting on the work we still have to do.
I hate you. Yeah, you. Walking on you makes my blood rise up high to the sky, and every day I can't deny the drastic changes of memory each day, and my heart breaks knowing someone left you today. I pray each night, hoping the enemy doesn't get me tonight. I see countless faces day by day, just the thought of them fading away, just like Chester the cat. Can't you just imagine that? Your cousin Hate came to the party today. I mean, why not? Violence was here to begin with, and we were just trapped in silence. They say it won't happen again. I said the same thing about giving my George Washington away to the cashier so I can buy something useless. I find it ruthless that you can be so beautiful on the outside but have a single pint of love in your cup. Oh, the irony. School shootings have taken a toll into 2018. More and more students are being killed at school. This is a matter that needs to be dealt with before it's too late. Students are being trained at school in case of this happening to them, hiding under desks, closet, bathroom, etc. just for our safety. This should not be a normal routine. My mind gets trapped in the blood scene between 4 scene and scene, but I'm only a teen carrying a bag full of old books that feel like bricks yearning to weigh me down with the meager of history that we just can't stop repeating. As a kid and a student, I feel like this should all be new to me. Yes, I know that we have people who are putting their life on the line to make our world a better place, but we're just forcing peace. Our world really is full with hate. Our world is not peaceful. People live in a fantasy to bury the reality of what's really going on around them. We find something wrong with our world and just promise to fix it. Real action needs to happen fast. The number of notifications that knocks on my phone each night about one who lost his life, we can say that we never truly seen peace's charm. Let's hold hands and find any union, not to see disunion, of others who are just like us. Put our minds together and stand with one another to patch up the holes that been in our earth. We can create peace on earth, but honestly, I think that's something that has been broken for so long, maybe can't be fixed. Earth, I hate you. I hate how impossible you are. I don't like the violence. Why can't we get a fresh start?
So our next 8th grade poet is Trevor Davey. And I will say, Trevor has written a really difficult poem relative to the collective experience of our time. And, it's an emotional piece, it's hard to read through, so Trevor requested that his poem be read and shared with all of you. So I'm going to do that. I consider it a great privilege to be able to do that. And so I'm going to share with you Trevor's poem, Reality. Picking my head up off my desk, confusion plaguing me and screams surrounding me. I know this is a joke. I start to move almost by instinct, shocked, sick to my stomach. Something smells metallic, pushed into a corner, told to keep my head down, shaking in silence, surrounded by noise. Loud bangs sounded off like roll call. I start to move, I run out the door. Friends and teachers try to hold me back, not thinking, just running. Hundreds of students in one hallway. Death. A sea of blood and bodies falling. Will I be on the news? It all seems funny and unreal. I'm laughing now. I slip and fall. I'm drowning in blood. Confused. Oddly comfortable with the noise around me. I've heard this before. Waking up in a thunderstorm. I have school in an hour. I'm terrified. And for Trevor, we just wanted to know that what you are to receive at the end of the poem is going to be available for you in the front table. All right. Our next 8th grade poet with high honors is Cheyenne Irvin. This is a powerful piece about manifest opportunity.
Hello. Good evening. Live in peace. We're not soldiers. Peace dwells in our chest. Wars wage on regardless, we need not invest. Life can be a hassle, a perpetual night, but the sun won't rise quicker if we choose to fight. So abandon your weapons and pitch forward friendly arms. Offer up a refuge, devoid of violence and harm. Life shouldn't be a battle where we solely survive. Do not wait to rest in peace. Live while you're alive.
Our third place, 8th grade poet, is Mari Artis. A beautiful meditation on compassion and empathy.
Many, a broken people, unable to find the ability to find hope. A broken people hanging themselves with society's rope. A broken people acting if they were savage or educated beasts ready to pounce on the weak. A broken people, but they will rise. Let the weak say I am strong. Let the strong encourage. Let the poor say I am weak. A broken people, no matter how broken we are, they will rise, we will rise.
Our second place 8th grade poet is unable to join us today, but let's give a round of applause for Ty Michael. And our first place poet for 8th grade is Emily Rosado. And this is a beautiful way for all of us to join Emily in examining possibility.
What does it take for war to stop? Someone has died today. You don't know him, I don't know him. But someone knew and loved him. He had a family, a wife and children. He had a funeral, people mourned for him. It was a sad day for everyone, a tough loss. He died in a fight, a battle, one that might never be won. Thousands of others have died too, in that same war, on that same battlefield. Men destroy other men, every day, every hour, every minute, right now. People kill people, we kill each other. But for what reason? Why must this happen? Religion, nationalism, revenge. These are only a few causes of wars, but they are not a good enough reason. Not good enough for the thousands or millions of lives being lost. Not good enough for the families to be ripped apart. So remember, we are all connected, all of us. This needs to stop. And it starts with you, and me, and everyone else in this world. Every single one of us can make a difference, with kindness, love, hope, and peace.
And a round of applause for our 8th grade poets. All right. So in the category of 9th grade through 11th grade, our third place poet, who unfortunately also could not join us today, but let's give a round of applause for Brianna Boggs. Our second place poet in the 9th through 11th grade category from grade 11 is Hana Shitami.
Violent cross-sets. When the fireworks turned and the toy soldiers broke, we hid under blankets of ash and smoke, and it matched the color of our eyes and our hope. When the fireworks turned and the water balloons froze, a fragile shield coated our lungs, and our eyes began to close while our hands covered our red-tipped ears. When the fireworks turned and we heard the locks click, the cherries rotted and the dust became thick, and we knocked politely on your colorful stone door. When the fireworks turned and the steam was a private shade of jet blue, we watched the news on shattered screens and waited while velvet leaves grew. Dry whispers, we stood on each other's shoulders, and our pyramid with a rounded top crumbled, and the stars fell. Peace is not far away. You promised. Let us in.
Fireworks turned.
That is a beautiful vision of yours. So our first place poet from grades 9 to 11 is from grade 11, and this is Lauren Dresser. This poem especially impacted me because I'm very sensitive to how we normalize things that happen in this society, and this is especially an important cautionary note on that kind of normalization.
As we turn on the news, streets are filled with first responding crews. The first responders first on the scene, only to hear terrified children's screams. 18 shootings, and it's not even May. Yet another student killed today. Backpacks fill the hall left behind. On this day, everyone wishes to press rewind. Friends and families all filled with strife, and yet another teacher gave their life. On this day, we must unite to stop the hate and win this fight. Our hearts are breaking, lives are shattered, and yet no change, but our lives still matter.
And folks, another round of applause for our poets for great honesty. All right, and now we move to grade 12 with high honors. Our first poet is Aida Bush. This is going to be a powerful poem. This is a powerful call to social resilience.
Crawling to the basement at night, my brother clutching his ears with fright. The music of 1,000 bombs echoes in my head, all parts of me filled completely with dread. Is this to be the future of my country, my America, 'tis of thee? I can't wrap my head around what brought upon this war. Peace is all we called for. Nuclear warfare will bring an end to advanced civilization. Who will be blamed for this causation? In the distance, fire consumes the horizon. Soon nobody will be left to wizen. Our children waking up, afraid to look at the sky. They know it is where weapons drop from way up high. Growing up with nothing but knowledge of war, bloodstains encrusted deep in their velour. We can stop this future before it is too late. We cannot let our country fall for others' bait. We must rise to make peace through diplomacy, so our sons and daughters can live in a world that's grand to see. A hand hovers above a button of red, an ounce of fear oozes in my head. Is this the fate of our great nation? Are we expected to all rise to the occasion? I will not stand back and watch this fight go on with no end. I will join the others looking to mend. Now is the time to act without fear, for if we give up, the end could be very near.
Our next 12th grade poet, again with high honors, is Kirsten Baldwin. Now we move to our next poet from grade 12, again with high honors, Blake Cotton. Still give them our high praise because these poems, again, they were incredibly powerful. So our next poet with high honors that again couldn't make it today is Julian Newman. And our next poet with high honors from 12th grade that couldn't make it today, Michael Shaver. Now, our third place poet from 12th grade is here today, is Aisha Hobbs. Folks, this is a strong voice claiming space to be heard. So, tune in. This was a powerful moment.
Is it too much to ask? I've grown tired of asking for peace. Let me get that off my chest. It just seems like nobody can fulfill my request. I'm tired of living in a world where hate always trumps love. I've turned to God, praying, asking for answers from up above. I just want to tell you, I only want what's best for my country. Isn't that what I'm supposed to do? Being an American in America, where they say dreams do come true. So why don't we all step back and dream of something we want to happen? My peers and I want peace, so why can't that be granted? You know what? I forgot. My opinion is invalid. I'm a child. I'm black. I'm a woman. Don't you forget about that. I can be mean, sometimes obscene, a loud mouth at best. Yet I'm a firm believer we need peace now, and I won't stop until it all works out. So I apologize that this poem may seem angry. I've just grown weary from all the waiting. Oh, how I wish for peace, for us to all get along. A time of love, a time of ease. It's time for peace. I pray I live to see this all come true, because right now it seems we'll never pull through. Right now I have the courage to take a stand. Hopefully we'll achieve peace hand in hand.
All right, folks, our second place 12th grade poet, unfortunately, also could not join us. So let's give a round of applause for Goga Ori. And now, the final poet of the day, the first place poet from 12th grade. This is Kate Vernon.
Not one more. They hate when we break the silence with our demands spouted between tears. Our simple request is to lessen gun violence and not witness bullets pierce our peers. They say we're reacting off of feeling, thinking with the heart, not head. But just because it's not their lives guns are stealing, doesn't mean the kids aren't dead. It shouldn't be hard to connect the dots. Assault rifles can be purchased just by a stroll to the store. This can't be fixed with prayers and thoughts. We need to ban these weapons of war. They only see the number, not each life. Each scholar, athlete, daughter, and son. It would have been harder with a knife, and yet we're told to respect the laws of a gun. I have family over in Norway. They asked if I was scared to get shot. It was 3 years ago and I said, no way, I'm safe in my country, so I thought. Have you heard about Lori, whose daughter is dead? She coats herself in Alyssa's body spray and lies covered in blankets in Alyssa's bed, and so far has cried 10 pounds away. I'll show you logic and I'll put down my tissue. They think mental illness should be our biggest fear. Well, mental illness is a global issue. These mass shootings happen uniquely here. In the middle of class, an alarm sounding or the jiggling of the knob to the door leaves everyone's heart pounding. Wanting change isn't something we'll apologize for. To speak or to remain silent, that's your choice, but it's not the time for self-doubt. Your opinions are valid, so use your voice, and soon we'll all vote them out. Thank you.
It's possible in our time through our hands. So, how about a resounding round of applause for our first through 12th grade poets.
So thanks, Suraj. Another hand of applause for the beautiful. Also, one of the other poets is here, Rhonda Riley. Are you still here? I was hoping she'd stand up, Rhonda. It was at her home, and they spent about a week going over the poems. Thanks so much. I just wanted to show what the poets get. I think it's very beautiful. And then they get a gift card to a local bookstore. And then, of course, we publish the Peace Poetry books. So now we're going to honor, we chose there's some teachers who have had their students submit poems the last 9 years. Unfortunately, a lot of teachers have told me this year, the last couple of years, they no longer can do it in class because of the curriculum. So we chose the month of April. We give them 3 months time because of testing. And April is Poetry Month, but some of the teachers were not able to have their kids write poems in class because of the testing. So maybe someday that will change. But in the back of your book, we have a list of the teachers that we're honoring. And I think only Lynn Bramlett was able to come. Is this Kingham here? Yeah. Okay, so a lot of the teachers were able to come. A lot of your students were reading today. Yeah, Miss Bramlett teaches at Buchholz High School, and without her we wouldn't have 12th grade readers, I think. But there was really powerful poems that we all could hear, so thank you so much. We gave the teachers, and we'll send the rest to the teacher of their schools, but we gave them gift cards to Office Depot just because they have to buy a lot of their own supplies. So now Olivia's going to play one more song, and then Paul and Scott will come up to present the Peace Scholarships. I know we had one student leave because they were too afraid. If any students are here, we actually had quite a few more students who said that they were coming to read. If any students here won and didn't come up to read, you can pick up your gifts at the back table.
Much for having me. All the poems were really powerful, and anyway, this last song I wrote is called Open Your Eyes. Thank you.
Why don't you? Or are you afraid to see what you have done to what could have been and what could still be? Open your eyes, why don't you? And really look at me. Or are you too afraid to realize that we have no way back to yesterday? Yesterday's a diary written in stone, and no way on to tomorrow, for tomorrow will never come. And you keep wishing, keep praying, keep hoping, keep trying, but now there's a war on a wheel. Open your eyes, why don't you? And look at what you once called home. Can't you see the ashes falling from the fire you lit so long ago? Can't you see the end? It's calling for the promises you buried in the snow. Don't you tell me you didn't see this coming when you started out. Don't you lie to me, I believed you then, and now without a doubt there's no way back to yesterday. Yesterday's a diary written in stone, and no way on to tomorrow, for tomorrow will never come. And you keep wishing, keep saying there's hope, stop lying, 'cause now there's a war on and we are dying. Open your eyes, why don't you? You're burning what you once called home. Believed in what you could be. We thought we were wise, we thought we could see. The lies you told sounded so true. If only we knew, oh, if only we knew. Now all I can see is stained in red from the blood we spilled, and the people who are dead now, who would be alive now if we'd shut our ears to the poison, but we didn't. And now there's no way back to yesterday. Yesterday's a diary written in stone, and no way on to tomorrow, for tomorrow will never come. And we're still wishing, still praying, still hoping, still trying, but now there's a war on, we are dying. Open your eyes, why don't you? 'Cause now there's no going back home. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so now Paul Ortiz, coordinator of the Peace Scholarship Program, and Scott Camille will come up present the Peace Scholarships for this year's recipients.
All right, good afternoon. How's everyone doing? This is the 4th annual Gainesville Veterans for Peace Scholarship Program. We're so honored to be part of this community, to have so much support. My name is Paul Ortiz, member of Gainesville Veterans for Peace, and our chair, President Scott Camille, will actually be presenting the certificates. Each recipient will receive a check for $750. And we thank all of you who participated this year in putting the word out about the Peace Scholarship. We hope that our poets, as they begin to matriculate towards college, will think about applying for a Peace Scholarship. These are given to Alachua County residents. For any student matriculating to college, a vocational technical program, could be a 2-year college, a 4-year college, or could be an apprenticeship or a voc tech program. So this afternoon, we'll try to be as concise as possible, and I will read the name of the scholarship recipient. He or she will come up and receive the certificate and the check for $750 from Scott Camille, and we will go from there. How does that sound? All right. And a quick preview, when we finish, don't go anywhere. We want all of the Peace Poet recipients and readers to come to the front for a photo. Again, we have a wonderful repast, refreshments for you, fellowship afterwards. So our first scholarship recipient, and let me say a quick preface, as a history professor at the University of Florida, I'm on a lot of different scholarship committees, both at UF but also at other universities and colleges throughout the country. And our scholarship, the Peace Scholarship, is especially inspirational. You're going to get introduced to 4 outstanding, brilliant, hardworking students today who also have a vision for peace and social justice. So let me announce our first recipient, Jamari Bryan. Jamari is currently a student at Santa Fe College, where he serves as the Student Government Programming Branch Events Chair, where he's responsible for creating events on campus to help increase student involvement and civic engagement in the community. He volunteers with Catholic Charities Refugee Resettlement Program and plans to work with disadvantaged youth in the Dominican Republic next summer. Jamari Bryant is matriculating to the University of Florida very soon. Please another round of applause for Jamari. Our next college scholarship recipient is an outstanding student. I don't think, can be here. However, his father is here to accept the award on the behalf of Ryan Robinson. Ryan Robinson is currently a senior at St. Francis Catholic Academy, where he is a member of the National Honor Society, as well as the Mathematical National Honor Society. He letters in 3 varsity sports. In fact, he's out running track right now in Tampa. That's why he can't be with us. Thank you for his father for being here. Ryan is active in student government and a leader in encouraging his fellow students to engage in community service project. He volunteers in teaching literacy in Alachua County. Ryan Robinson plans to earn a bachelor's degree in political science at the University of Florida. Please join me in welcoming and thanking Ryan Robinson. Our next recipient is Taisha Sensil. Taisha is a University of Florida student. Get this, she is a triple major in political science, African American studies, and criminology at the University of Florida. She writes that my interest in social justice originated during my upbringing in Haiti, where I learned the value of liberty, equality, and fraternity. She is an honor roll student at UF. She has earned several competitive internships, including the Broward County Public Defender's Office, where she experienced, yes, thank you. These experiences animate Taisha's drive to become a social justice-oriented attorney involved in criminal justice reform in the future. Thank you, Taisha. Our final recipient this year is a military veteran, London or Don Balsita. Don, will you come to the front? Don served in the United States Air Force. He is currently enrolled as an engineering major at Santa Fe College. He is a member of Veterans for Peace and the Sierra Club. In his work with the Sierra Club, Don is well known as an energetic volunteer in defense of wetlands. Don also engages in anti-racist education through cultural learning. Don writes, quote, "Racism is alive and well, and by immersing people in culture through art, it helps people see Latinx people as brothers and sisters rather than outsiders." Don plans to transfer to the University of Florida to pursue a career in engineering and social justice. Thank you, Don. So as we come to a close, I'll mention parenthetically, since this is a program and a scholarship where we raise money for, if you feel moved in your heart to contribute, we have a donation jar in the back. As you know, Veterans for Peace, we do events all throughout the year. We really invite you to come out for our winter solstice. That's our main fundraising event where we raise the funds for the scholarship to support the Peace Poetry Program and other progressive causes in Gainesville. And we can't do the work we do without your help, so thank you. And in closing, could we ask once again for all of our poets, teachers, and our wonderful performer, Olivia, to stand and receive a round of applause. Thank you. And again, now don't go anywhere. We need all the poetry winners to come up, the scholarship winners, and